Good Monday morning, everybody. This is an unexpected occasion. My plan as of Saturday was at 9 o'clock this morning to play another game in the 1987 Stratomatic replay between the White Sox and the Indians. But a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. Um, I placed this order on Thursday afternoon, actually, late Thursday afternoon. And so I was expecting this to get here maybe later in the week. And lo and behold, yesterday morning, it showed up on my doorstep. So I was completely surprised, pleasantly surprised, but completely surprised. So even though it is an unboxing, I still have my obligatory coffee because we are in the morning and I have to have my coffee in the morning. As you can see, this is a Kurt Berglund approved, hermetically sealed all the way. Nothing has been tampered with on this at all. The Uline box, that's an interesting thing to use. I've heard of Uline, don't know much about them, but I've heard they're some sort of packaging deal there, something or other. I don't know. Hello, Robert. Yes, I went off the deep end. So let's go on without further ado, and we'll get on with this. I do have these in case the guns, because I'm afraid that my guns, at the age of 60 now, I'm afraid my guns might be out of bullets. So I'm going to have to use these most likely. So let's go over here to the edge and start cutting, and try not to cut the merchandise while I'm doing it. And believe me, this was painful. This was a painful credit card bill to swallow. You know me, I am frugal at best, cheap at worst. But I guess in a moment of weakness, I gave in. I guess this is my belated retirement present. Maybe that's what I'll call it. I don't know. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Let's get this, see if I can get this thing done here. There we go. We got that done. Now let's see if I can get this way. Here we go. The guns. The guns are still active at 60 years old. I still got a few bullets left. What's that song by Toby Keith? I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was. So who the hell needs those? All right. So we will see what is in the box. And of course, it is Stratomatic. Let's get this ring off of here. We don't need that ring. I don't think we even need this. It causes too much glare. So hopefully there's enough light there to survive. But the question is, what did we get? What did we get? That's the question. Well, Stratomatic, and I think it's still good up to noon today, has free shipping on over $100 of spending. So I took that and doubled it. I actually spent a little over $200, which is going to kill me. But hey, you only live once, I guess they say. So you might as well enjoy it. So the first thing I wanted something old, something not old, but something that's that I don't have, but I've seen people play it, and I want to learn about the season. And I'm also a RJL. No, they do not. This is a secret only to me. Even Tabby doesn't know it. But I have a thing for expansion teams. So in Stratomatic, I've got every expansion team in the modern era except for two. Those are the New York Mets and the Houston Colt 45s. So I got well, no, this is the wrong one. I'm out of order here. Hold on. Well, let's go backwards. 1976. 1976, Reggie Jackson on the Orioles right there, 1976. I love 1976. I've got it in inside pitch and I've got it in payoff pitch, but I don't have it in strat. And the reason I bought this is because I do not have, I'm a big fan. I used to hate them as a kid, but I appreciate them now when I'm older, is the Big Red Machine, 75 and 76. I don't have either one of those in strat. Strat does not offer 75. So this is the way to get 76. Exactly right here is the way to get 76. You did, Robert. You absolutely did. But this is in Stratomatic, 1976. The other season, what I was trying to say before I lost my focus was 1962, because I want the expansion teams. I want the expansion teams that complete my collection for the expansion teams, the Mets and the Colt 45s. So 1962 is the other offering in the unboxing, or at least one of the offerings in the unboxing. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Dr. D. Good to see all of you. So, and if anybody's curious how I store these things, I unperforate the cards, put them in number 7 coin envelopes, and then I have, I don't know how well it's going to show up on the thing here. Good old Walmart. Walmart comes through with a little tub. These little tubs, they're like $1 something, I think. But they hold up pretty, call them Sterlite. Is that the brand, Sterlite? Can't get this thing to show up on the thing here. There we go, Sterlite. That's what they're called, Sterlite. That's what they are, little tubs, and the envelopes just fit right in there pretty nicely. So I bought 2 of those, one for 62 and one for 76. But as they say on the infomercial, hey, there, Mr. Well, you got many, many names here. I've always known you as Strat Delaware, so apologies if I call you Strat Delaware, because that's just how I know you. So, but I know you're a big Strat fan. So now I did not put Strat in the title. I did not put Strat in the title because I didn't want to. RGL, none of these seasons do I have the PC game for. I am not going to use the PC game for these. At least not right now. I may not even get around to playing with these for a little while, but I wanted to get them and have them so that I have them in stock. But as the infomercial guys would always say, wait, there's more. I know I say I don't like the modern game, but I'm trying to give it my best effort to appreciate the modern game and learn the players, and try to watch the game, because I really like live baseball and I miss live baseball. I mean, yeah, it's fun to reminisce about the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, but I like to see it on the field live. So I ended up, even though it's a little bit late in the year, I ended up getting the 2024 season with the extra players. When I looked at the extra players, they gave so many extra players, like 300 and something extra players. And I looked at the roster sheet, and there's not that many missing. I mean, they're pretty good about the players they are providing. And of course, you can't get by without 3 packs of rubber bands. I mean, that's just, why did I go dark all of a sudden? Let's move this box out of the way because that is now no longer valid. But yeah, this is the this 24 set with the extra players. One thing I will say about Stratomatic that I might have to get on them about, unless there's something I'm missing here. You're watching it right here live, folks. But they did not provide me with roster sheets or ballpark effects in the bag. The box is empty. They did not include ballpark effects or roster sheets. Now, I can download both of those for free from the computer, but it would have been nice to have them handy here. But they are not included. And I was getting ready to give Stratomatic all kinds of kudos because of the fast shipping, because I ordered these on Thursday, got them Sunday morning. And I was shocked when it came here so fast. In fact, I told my wife, I said, you know, you got a package on, did you know you had a package on the front porch? She says, I didn't order anything. And I went out there and it was this. And I was like, whoa, how did they, last time I checked, it was still in processing. So anyway, so that's what we got. But because there's so many players in the 24 set, this thing here isn't going to cut it. This little typical, let me raise this up a bit. This little typical thing here is just not going to cut it. It's just not big enough. I had to go to the big kahuna because I'm going with this guy. And again, it's probably not showing up very well because this thing is not up high enough. But there you go. You can see the difference between that and this. This fits inside of this, actually. This actually will fit down inside of this like that. So that's the size of that thing. Because when I try to do the 22 and 23 sets in this kind of size, the cards started getting a little bit bent on the end. So that's why I went for the big one. I'm glad somebody brought up banana ball because that irritates me to no end. I cannot stand, if people like them, more power to you, but to me that's just so cartoonish, and it actually slaps in the face of real baseball. The Savannah Bananas or whatever the hell they are can, and the thing that amazes me is people love them, and I don't get it. But I think those are not true baseball fans. They're just people who want to be entertained. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm in the minority on that. So, yeah, you're right, RJL. Since I had the 24 set, I've got the White Sox, the terrible White Sox. And of course, I've got, yeah, yeah, Dan, the Savannah Banana thing is just, I know they had something at Oriole Park, Camden Yards recently, and Adam Jones made a special guest appearance. I saw it on YouTube. But the whole, it's just a circus. And I don't like, to me, baseball is chess on the field. And I don't like when they do that. So anyway, I'm going to be spending a lot of my time unperforating these and putting them in envelopes. I've already printed my 2024 envelopes. I didn't even get a chance to print the other ones because this came too fast. I wasn't expecting this early. But there I've got the Giants, the Rockies, the Dodgers, Arizona, you know, all the teams, American League, National League, and of course, the infamous Chicago White Sox at 41 and 21. And I've even heard of this manager, Pedro Grifol or Grifol or however it's pronounced. Never heard of him. So hopefully this will be a new experience that can, now it's not made up, Dan. That is their record, or that was their record in 2024. They surpassed the 62 Mets as the most feudal team in Major League history. I have no idea how they're doing this year. But anyway, and of course you got for the last time, you've got the Oakland Athletics. This is the last year of the Oakland Athletics. They are now whatever they want to call them. 69 and 93, not good at all, but not as bad as last year's Athletics. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with these things as far as, you know, playing them out or whatnot. I haven't decided yet. I'll figure it out. What I'm going to be doing though is I'm going to be doing a Stratomatic. My take on Stratomatic as a whole, the good, bad, and the ugly. I will be recording that and posting that later in the week, probably on Wednesday, maybe. It's going to be mostly positive. It will not be a rant. I'm just going to give my honest opinion on what Strat does well, what I think they could improve on, and what they're downright ugly on. And not only talk about in the negative areas, but I'm going to also bring up what I would do for solutions if it was me. So can I get more light on here? Because I just don't like that ring light. It's nasty. So it doesn't show up well on here. Anyway, I'm sorry about the darkness on this. But anyway, so that's what I did. you know, I was debating about it Tuesday and Wednesday. I went on the thing and was tinkering around with getting 1980 was a possibility instead of 1962. I really wanted 76, but then I really wanted 62 because I wanted the expansion teams, Mets and the Colt 45s. The one I was iffy about was 2024. I was like, do I really want to get 2024? I mean, it's been several months since it came out, so the newness on that is kind of worn off. But when I saw all the, I mean, this is the most extra players ever according to their website that they're going to have. So I want to see exactly what they have to offer, and it's pretty much except for 2020. I've gotten the strat set every year I've got all the years from 2013 to present, except for this one and 2020, which I didn't care about. But I have all the rest of them. So did not get the computer game because, for one, I'm doing the Stratomatic 87, and I'm so afraid that if I download the new computer game, I'm going to lose that replay. There's something that's going to happen to it, and I'm going to lose the replay, and I will be really, really ticked. So maybe I'll get the 2025 season and computer combination next year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But no, I do not have the Stratomatic computer season for 2024 because I didn't buy the new game. So, what I may do with this is do something similar to the Demolition League and pick 10 teams to play or 8 teams to play and tinker around with that. I don't know. I have no idea what I want to do with this. My main project, of course, is 1987. So I want to spend most of my time getting that moving on a little bit faster than what it's doing right now. I'm still going to be playing the NBC Game of the Week on Season Ticket on Saturdays. I believe I've got one more Fun Day Friday remaining at least, and that's going to be this Friday with a game I have not played in a while. Inside Pitch, I've got one more game to finish up on that for the Sparky Bowl. And the 77 Inside Pitch National League maybe put on hiatus for a while I concentrate on my favorite game, Stratomatic. It is by far and away my favorite game, my Desert Island game. And like I said, I will be going through a detailed review of Stratomatic, both the cards and dice and the PC. It will not be a rant. It will not be like RJ. Will not be like ID Jester. If you saw Sportsman Z's video on it, it might be something similar to his in that vein. But I'm gonna try to go in some in depth. I got my notes my outline all done. The points I want to hit and everything else. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's what the plan is. And of course, for you New York Yankee fans, there's Aaron Bleepin Boone, manager of the 2024 Yankees. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these sets, or other than break them down and put them in their envelopes. But I got to print the envelopes for the other seasons. That's going to take a while. Yeah, Tony, like I said, that's why I said I'm kind of went off the deep end on this. But I figured I've gotten the set every year from 2013 to present, so might as well keep the tradition going. And of course, the free shipping certainly made a difference. Saved about $20 on that. Of course, I had to spend about $200 to do it, but I got 3 sets, so I guess that's not a bad deal. The only complaint, I mean, they got here real quick, but the only complaint I have is Stratomatic did not give me the roster sheet or the ballpark effects for 2024 in the mailing. They did not mail these to me. They were not included. Now, I can go on the website and print them off. It's a little bit more of a pain in the ass, but I can do it. Not a big deal. Actually, I printed off the roster sheets already before this got here because I wanted to see how many players were included with the extras compared to the full rosters. And the first team I looked at was the Miami Marlins. And I tell you what, there's not a whole lot of Miami Marlins missing. Once you take the original players and the extra players, there's not a whole lot missing. So I don't know, Tony. They gave me the ballpark effects and the roster sheets for 62 and for 76. Got it right here for 1976. They were, those are fine. 1962. I mean, this is on card stock, so that's pretty good. 62 is on flimsy paper, so they spare no expense there. and I've got the roster sheet for 1962, and I've got the roster sheet 1976 right here. However, they forgot to throw in the roster sheet for 2024. You would think that would be the most obvious one to put in there because that's the one they should be selling the most of. It's the most recent season. So I don't know. Anyway, so I don't want to belabor this to be a long video, just something that I know shocks some people because I don't like to spend money. And I don't normally like the modern seasons, but I'm taking a chance. I may regret this, but I'm taking a chance. Maybe they would have included the roster sheets had I paid the $2 processing fee. I don't know. But like I said, fortunately, the roster sheet and the ballpark effects are on the Stratomatic website, so I can go print those off. Like I said, it's a pain in the ass, but I can do it. It'd have been nice if they had included it, you know. But hey, what else are we gonna do? Somebody was in a hurry to get these out, I guess, and just forgot to put it in there. I don't know, but that's just the way it turned out. So I've got a lot of perforating to do and storing to do. Tony, I agree. If they can do Strat Max, they can turn the computer into something similar to that. To me, I just think they hire the PC replay guy, follow that model, and they'll be just fine. If they do that, they'll just be perfect. I assume, now I heard, now I don't know because these are still in plastic, so I don't know. But if anybody has, let me pull these out here. If anybody has the 1976 set, you see Reggie Jackson right there. I heard that these were flimsy. I don't know. I don't know if they are or not. I know these are supposed to be, I know 23 was and 22 were pretty good, a little bit more improved card stock. I don't know about the 24, but most seasons I have not had a problem with Strat's card stock because they do what I need them to do. I'm not trying to keep these for nostalgia purposes or for as a collector, like the people bought the black set and kept it in shrink wrap. I'm not going to do that. I buy them to play them. So, Dr. D, are you talking about the sets in general, or specifically the 76 set? Because the 76 set is the one that I heard was a little flimsy from some people. I don't know. I haven't taken out the plastic yet to find out or to compare it to the 23 or 24. I'm sorry, 23 or 22 seasons, which I know were better card stock. I don't know for sure. But anyway, so if we look at 76, like I said, the only year Reggie Jackson played for the Orioles. And over here, you got National, I guess it's San Francisco on the top side. The 62 set is very interesting too. I'm interested to get into the Mets and look at their cards. These are, I don't know what team this is. Might be a mixture of people. Like I said, I know who Jazz Chisholm is. I know who Christian Yelich is. I think these are just mixtures because these are all different teams up here. So I'm not sure how they've got them put in there. I mean, it's pretty doggone thick. So this is the 24 set. You've got all these guys for the 24 set. It's supposed to be a bunch of guys. So I don't know. We're going to find out. So my plan is, and of course, plans always change, but my plan was today to play the White Sox and the Indians before this came in the mail yesterday from FedEx. I heard a knock on the door. I was actually in the shower or coming out of the shower around, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, something like that. I heard a knock on the door. Couldn't figure out what was going on. And I saw the box out there and I'm like, whoa. I just ordered this like Thursday afternoon, and Sunday morning, here it is. So it got here pretty quick. The only problem is with this 2024 set is they forgot to give me the roster sheet and the ballpark effects. Like I said, fortunately, I can get these online. If not, I would have had to contact Stratomatic and had them mail them out to me. But since I can get these offline, I'm not going to go through that thing here. And of course, the infamous rubber bands from Stratomatic, which I don't dare put on these cards. I suggest for anybody who wants to get cards, use 7-coin envelopes. That's the best way I know to store these things. And then I put them in my plastic tubs. And they stay pretty secure. So that's it from here. I just wanted to do a quick unboxing video just so you could, send mental help my way, because I may have gone off the deep end spending this money on Stratomatic. But when I say that Stratomatic is my favorite cards and dice baseball simulation game, I put my money where my mouth is. And these are the games that I buy. I don't buy many, but these are the games that I buy. I have not used or have not bought a payoff pitch season or an inside pitch season in quite some time. So I'm focusing mostly on Stratomatic because to me that is the game. And I will talk about that when I do the review. Now, do they have their downsides? Absolutely. But I just think there's so many good sides that outweigh that. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's going to be on that video where I talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to going with this. And maybe when I do the good, bad, and ugly video, I will have all these things in the envelopes and stored away. And by then, I will actually be able to definitely compare how many cards with the extra players in the 24 set, or yeah, actually in both sets, all the sets, compare what they have and who's missing. And, is it a big deal that they don't have every single solitary player included? It may not be, if a guy had 5 at bats, does he really need to be included? Are you really going to miss anything by not having that? So anyway, all right. So anyway, that's the way I'm starting my Monday morning. I still have to go out and mow the lawn today. Today is the perfect day for me to do it. With, of course, watching out for the yellow jackets and whatnot, making sure I don't tangle with them. And yeah, I know, Jeremiah, that was mine too. And I'm definitely going to address that. So, and what my solution would be. So that'll be coming later on. I don't want to rush that. I want to make sure I have everything I want to say and lay it out the way I want to say it. That's why it's going to be recorded, not live, because I want to do that without being distracted. So that's going to do it from here. I got my work cut out for me. That is your opinion, Robert. That is your opinion. Inside pitch is the most fun game. I'll give you that one. It's not the best to me, but it's the most fun, most colorful. But to me, Stratomatic is the most authentic of all the games. But everything's personal opinion, so there's no right and wrong answer. It is yeah, well, I'm not holding my breath on inside pitch advance, that's for sure. Payoff pitch is fine. They got great quality. Their player ratings leave a lot to be desired. And as Robert said on it, there's just something missing from payoff pitch. There's an it factor of some. I mean, it should be on the surface. It should be a great game, and it is a good game. Not a great game, but a good game. But to me, there's something just missing from it, and I don't know what it is. So anyway, but yeah, nope, Robert, I'm going to leave the inside. Well, like I said, I got one more inside pitch game to play, and that's going to be the Sparky Bowl Game 7. between the 76 Reds and the 84 Tigers. That'll be probably tomorrow, I'm thinking. Tomorrow night, probably. Like I said, I got my work cut out for me here. So, not that inside pitch is a bad game. It's just I just like Stratomatic better. It's like ice cream. I like Rocky Road ice cream, and I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. But some ice creams you like better than others. So, anyway, like I said, it's everything's personal opinion. You're not going to change anybody's mind. People like what they like, and there's even, unbelievably, there's even people out there like APBA. I mean, I don't get that, but more power to them if that's what they like. Like I said, I don't get that, but I guess they like the simplicity of it. But anyway, of course, I have my slogan: "Friends don't let friends play APBA," but that's just me. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my work started on this. Try to get the at least the 2024 cards separated and put in their respective envelopes. I got to print the other envelopes for the other seasons because I wasn't ready for this. So, but I'm not in any rush. There's no rush to do that. And then got my yard work to do. Avoid being bit or stung by any potential yellow jackets that might still be out there. I think I got rid of them, but you never can tell when they come back. But today is the best day. It's no rain. It's going to be a high of 82 degrees with low humidity. So it's the best time to mow the lawn. And I do have a self-propelled mower. I propel it myself. That's how it's self-propelled. So no riding mower, no, it's just all my guns pushing that stuff. So I'm sure it is, Robert. I'm sure it is. And we're supposed to get rain starting tomorrow for like the rest of the week. So if I don't do it today, it'll never get done, and it definitely needs to be done. It's past overdue to be cut. So I definitely need to cut it. It's unfortunately going to cut into some of my strat perforating. So I'll probably do a little bit of perforating, go mow the lawn, come back in, take a shower, and come back and finish the perforating. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but anyway, there it is. So if you want to say that I've lost my senses and maybe need some therapy, maybe I need a session with the IDJ to get me to my senses again. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. Stratomatic, 3 seasons, 1962, 1976, and 2024. And I was on the board. I almost got 1980, but that's true, Robert. But again, we all have things we could spend our money on that are a lot worse than our hobby. I mean, we could go out gambling, we could go out partying, whatever. This is my entertainment. This is my relaxing entertainment in my retirement. So it's what gets me out, just puts me out in my own little world, and I can be as happy as a clam. And one thing I haven't done is played a lot of games offline for myself. So I need to start going back and doing that. And playing. I don't want to just wait till I'm doing a stream to play a game. I want to play a game. I mean, I did a couple. I played a couple in the last couple of days offline, but I really want to just sit down and knock out about 3 or 4 games in a row just on my own and enjoying the process. But anyway, enough of this. It's been 34 minutes, which is probably 33 minutes too long. So the point was I broke down and got these things from Stratomatic. Unfortunately, like I said, they didn't include the roster sheet or the ballpark effects for 2024, but I can get them off of Okay, I think I'm actually back now. There's not much more I want to say. I just didn't want to abruptly end it like that. Unfortunately, what had happened was I knew my battery on my computer was running low, and when I was getting started with this, I forgot to connect the power cord, so the battery ran out. So I had to reboot everything. Apologies for that. But yeah, as I was saying, I can get the 2024 ballpark effects and the roster sheet off the Stratomatic website. So it's not a huge big deal that they did not include them. It would have been nice if they had. I think maybe they were just trying to rush the order out and somebody forgot. I think it was just simple oversight. Obviously, obviously wasn't done intentionally. I mean, they did include 3 sets of rubber bands. They did include the ballpark effects and roster sheets for the other 2 seasons, 76 and 62. So hopefully, that was just something that was that I can rectify by going to the website. The roster sheet I really don't need, except unless I want to get the running ratings. But they don't have pitchers hitting anymore, so there's really no need for that. So I don't really know that I need the roster sheet for anything. The ballpark effects are very important, so I do need to get those. And I'm assuming I can get those off the website. If I can't, I'm going to have to contact Stratomatic and have them send me something, whether it's an email or PDF or whatever. Yep, got to have the rubber bands, and I usually use these for PDF seasons that I have, or something of that nature. I certainly don't ever put rubber bands on Stratomatic cards. I have seen the results of those where they get old and they get sticky and they put a big dark brown yellow streak stain on the cards, and it's just horrendous. So anyway, thank you all for sticking with me through my mental descent into insanity for spending this kind of money, which I don't like to spend, obviously. But then again, someone else mentioned a while back, and I don't remember who it was or what game it was about. I think it was about the hobby in general. Might have even been Gardner. I don't know. But something about don't look at what you spend. Look at what the entertainment value is for what you get. How many hours of entertainment will you get out of these? And then compare that to divide that by the cost. So you're welcome, Dan. Thank you for sticking in. So with tax and everything else, because the state of Virginia is going to get a cut, I had to pay like an extra $7 for them in taxes. So with tax and everything, I think it was around $220 or something like that. So if I get 22 hours of entertainment out of these 3 sets, which I know I'm going to get more than that, but just say I got 22 hours, that's $10 an hour of entertainment. Not many things you can do for an hour of entertainment that only costs $10. I mean, even movies are more expensive than that. So the thing is, it's the upfront part of it kind of is a sticker shock kind of thing to me, but whatever. But yeah, this is the because believe me, I was thinking about getting some stuff, and in the last couple of weeks, I was like, man, maybe I should get a fall classic season. Maybe I should get another inside pitch season. Maybe I should get a payoff pitch season, but nothing resonated with me. And then when they came out with the free shipping, boy, that just was like a magnet. I was like, okay, cool. I can get it like I'm there and not to pay that ungodly shipping amount. And believe me, that's going to be part of my good, bad, and ugly review of Stratomatic is their shipping. But yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's it. I don't want to. I've gone way too long on this, and I got to get my strat work done so I can get my yard work done. And tonight, I've got my men's group tonight, my church men's group tonight. I don't get home from that until about 9 o'clock. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything else tonight or today. Of course, tomorrow my schedule frees up tremendously. And hopefully by tomorrow I'll have all these things in the envelopes and I'll be ready to play some more games. So thank you all for spending part of your Monday morning with me and listening to me rant. And not rant, but go on about Stratomatic and spending money, which obviously I hate to do. But like I said, money is there to pay the bills. It's also there to be enjoyed. So I pay enough bills, so maybe a little bit of enjoyment is not a bad thing. So that's going to do it from here. I got my work cut out for me all day today. It's amazing you can be retired and still be busy, but I'm going to be busy. That's for sure. I'm going to have a full day ahead of me. Mainly cutting the yard. It's going to take a couple hours right there. And doing these are going to take a couple hours. So we'll see how it goes. So thank you all. And in the immortal words of Tenacious Strat Earl, Strat on. Good day, everybody.